I'm Lisa Jackson, and I'm here in Pittsburgh at the Romantic Times Convention. I've been writing books since 1982. I think I sold my first book in 82, and it came out in 83, a lifetime ago. I consider myself a professional author, but I have basically two personae. When I'm at home, I'm just a mom in my jammies with my coffee cup, and then the minute I get on to an interview or I'm out in the world where I'm out at a conference, I guess I put on my Lisa Jackson. I say, I'm going to go be Lisa Jackson now. And I try to present a positive image for all the books that I write and to the people that I meet. But I hope that I portray my real personality, maybe toned down a little bit. I don't run around in my pajamas. I write pretty strong heroines. People ask me if they're anything like me, and I say no, because in the case of fight or flight, man, I'm into flight every single time. There's no fighting. But I like to portray women in a strong context, and besides that, if you have a wimpy heroine, you have a lousy story, and nobody really respects a wimp. Sorry, so I'm going to pretend like I'm not one. One of my biggest fans and supporter, I have two that I would like to acknowledge here. First is my sister. I don't know what I would have done without her in my personal and as well as my professional life. Nancy Bush is an author. She's the person who first suggested we start writing. She's been with me every step of the way. We're a team. We have a book coming out in February '09 together. The first we've written since the which is called Wicked Game, and it's the first book we've written since our first attempt, Stormy Surrender, which was rejected all over New York. The second person who's been absolutely fantastic is my editor, John Sconomilio. And maybe because he's an author himself, he has some great ideas. He's the one who came up with the killer's motivation, which I thought was a little shallow in Deep Freeze. He says, I want you to write a book about a killer who kills only in the winter. And I said, well, why would he kill only in the winter? I don't know. That's just what I want to see.
Fans.
I love my fans. I think they are very supportive. They know more about my books than I do sometimes. They blog with me at lisajackson.com. They send me emails. They write me. They let me know anytime I do screw up. But they are such a source of joy to me because they're so excited about my characters. Who else is excited about your characters? My characters are very much a part of me, especially when I'm writing the book. And so to have people come up and talk about Christy Benz, or talk about Ruben Montoya, or talk about Rick Benz, it's exciting. Or to talk about the animals in the story. Who else is going to... I try to talk to my family about these people. They don't care. So the fans are fabulous. When I'm plotting out my books and actually writing the books, a scary scene will come to me, and I usually try to make something very simple, a small fear, escalate into a large fear. For example, when I was writing, I believe it was either Shiver or Absolute Fear. I think it was Absolute Fear. And I have one of the characters trying to contact the other character, and I never realized this, but I thought she'll use her cell phone, and then the cell phone will ring in the floor below where the killer is. Scared myself to death, and I thought, oh, that is a great, and I never saw it coming. So I just try to take little things that I think are really scary and exploit them. I wouldn't be where I was today without booksellers. There have been some who I have known personally who have hand-sold my book. They've gotten copies of ARCs, they've placed them in the stores, they've asked me to come and speak. I think the booksellers, especially those who know your product, who read you, who recommend you to their patrons, who put up, sometimes they'll have put up a shelf talker telling that this is a Lisa Jackson, and if you've read this book, you'll like that book. They have given me advice, personal advice and professional advice, and I count some of the booksellers that I've met over the years as personal friends. They are just, you can't beat them. I didn't really know what book trailers were until a couple of years ago, and when my second hardback came out, Absolute Fear, we contacted COS to do it, and I thought, well, what are they going to do? I didn't know anything about the company, and they came up with a script, which we played around with just a little bit, and when I first saw that video, I thought, oh wow. There were a couple of little tweaks, but it was just such a perfect video. It kind of scared me. Since I'd already written the book, that was ridiculous, but I thought they did a very, very good job. So now we're working on, or we have worked on, the Lost Souls video, and I thought that was kind of unique because the COS people were able to overlay it on a radio spot that was already had already been created, and so I think it ended up into being a very unique and kind of creepy and interesting and effective video. So I'm pretty thrilled with the whole video thing. I think they're kind of fun. I have to admit it. I like writing books, but I think the video thing is really fun.